Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of your favorite bizarre talk show, Under the Surface. And today we wanted to talk about our thoughts on the upcoming season 5, where the beautiful Stell is going to be released, and I'm going to be maining her, regardless of how she plays.
I mean, we still don't know if she's actually coming out this season, but all signs point to that.
Yeah, if she isn't, it would be the world's biggest shocker, and the community would be in, rioting.
Devastation.
You probably know. You probably know by now because there's probably a teaser video out, like an Atlas Archives
Hopefully,
at
yeah.
this point. But maybe not. But who knows? But yeah, and the season got delayed, which is I guess it's not uncalled for with the Bazaar because they did delay the closed beta, like the open beta, by a long time. So they haven't delayed a season yet, but it was a little shocking to me. But there's a new hero coming out. Maybe some new features are coming, like the marketplace that they need to get in tip-top shape before they release.
Yeah.
So
But, let's do first things first. So you mentioned this extended period in regards to this season 4. And I would like you to, tell me, how do you like that? Like, what were your feelings of, having this season take 6 weeks instead of 5, or is it 7 at this point? I think 6. How are you enjoying your extra time,
Well, I was gone on vacation for like a week, so I didn't get to play as much. So it was pretty nice for me because I'm actually going to be able to complete the battle pass or get very close without having to pay a bunch of money for it. So I feel like it's better. Like, people have lives, or some of the players. I know some people listening to this might not, but most people have lives outside of the game. So it's nice to have a little bit of like wiggle room, for the battle pass and for the season. And like, honestly, it is a little draining with how quickly metas change. And it's been kind of nice that there's been a longer period without like major patches and stuff. I've had like a chance to get a grip on the meta and like actually play.
Yeah, there's more room for experimentation because like I've been maining Mac for a while now, and like literally I don't remember when was the last time I played another hero. But yeah, I also would like to build on top of what you said, as like having more time in the season first of all allowed me to more leisurely just approach ranked and get to diamond at this point. I don't think I will be able to get to legend because I mean I could, but that would take a long time, and I don't want to spend all my day just playing Bazaar, even though it's a good game. But I also have other games that I would like to play, and also life outside of it. Yeah, like first of all, you have more time to experience the season and also more time to find new strategies that work. Like, I think we've already mentioned the fact that relics were mostly used by Mac players in the first half of the season, but since then new ways of play emerged and potion build actually came back to the spotlight, and I started playing Potion Mark as well recently, and I feel like that's good change of pace. I don't have to spam like the same 3 builds that revolve around relics, but now depending on what you get at the start, or like if you get a lucky drop, you can more easily adapt to your situation. But obviously if you're smarter than me, then probably there are even more builds, like probably like crit weapons with lifesteal, which like I tried, but I haven't had that much success with it. So yeah, also like since the season is longer, I feel like you are less pressured to always go for a most optimal play or simply optimal play, but you can, go for some fun stuff and add an unconventional item to your board to simply see how it fares.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of do that anyway, but it doesn't really pan out well. But now I've played a lot of matches now this season, and I don't know, man. It just feels relaxed when I get on. I don't feel like, oh God, like,
Yeah, I mean,
there's only 5 days left.
I was, grinding a bit to get those rags. So yeah, I was sort of trying to maximize my winnings, but I don't know. Like I feel like there's, as you said, I feel more relaxed, and I would like definitely for the next season to also be 6 weeks, because it feels like an optimal time for all the people who are not, I don't know, like that invested in the Bazaar, but also pay the subscription to get to the last bit, even if they skipped like a week. But also for me, who plays like 2 games a day or something, like I'm at like level 120 of the battle pass, so I feel like I got a lot out of that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess like Hearthstone does monthly seasons or something. I can't really remember, but or like
Yeah,
I
but
used to
they
play.
don't put new cards in every month.
Oh, true. It's like every quarter or something.
Something like that,
Anyway,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. But like I just feel like I would prefer the game to be like like the first of 1 month season 5 drops or whatever, okay, whatever. And then it's a 6 week season. The first week probably has a couple hot fixes because that's how this game rolls. There's always something
Yeah.
completely messed up. And then especially with a new hero, right? So
Hmm.
probably quite a few hot fixes in the first couple weeks. The meta settles a little bit. Maybe we get to week 3 and there's an actual patch. And then the last 3 weeks are, kind of chill. Like we're playing with the cards, we're learning all the new stuff to do, we're experimenting. And so like you could, I mean, like one big patch in the middle really with a few hot fixes, I think would be okay. Like for one season. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I played Overwatch as like the live service game I used to play a lot, and those seasons I can't remember how long they are. They're a couple months and totally different type of game and stuff. But I don't know. Like I would prefer to feel a little worn out with the season than be like, oh crap, this season's already gone, and I like only did the temple expansion like twice or something. You know what I mean? Like I only
Hmm.
found the temple a couple times last season, so and I don't feel like I really get to experience the season as much as I want to.
Yeah, I totally agree with that sentiment because it's pleasant to have your footing like shared. That's probably a weird phrase, but like it's pleasant to be sort of broken into the season to the card pool that we have at the moment, and just to be like, okay, yeah, I understand the play space, and I can easily adapt to what I'm given, and I can pilot whatever I'm dealt confidently. And it's not like every other month the whole meta is stead essentially, and I have to relearn the game every month, which that's too quick of a cadence for me. I guess Reynard, is a limited player first. I assume so because he made this game. But I prefer constructed, which might be a weird take for some people because many people think that limited is the true like skill intensive game mode in card games, which probably it is. But I also I like to execute the strategy that I came to the table to execute, right? So with longer seasons we can at least me, I can settle into this groove of I understand which items are good early game, mid game, and then late game, and what should I look out for, which items are good like pivot pieces, let's say, like you can build around a new board out around them. So that's why I would propose having seasons from now on to be 6 weeks, because it leaves for a bit of time for experimentation and for this new experience after a fresh patch. We are all back to square one, but after you learned the game, it would be cool to play with the game that you just learned, instead of the moment you learned it, your progress is reset back to 0.
Yeah, I used to do like speed running and stuff too. And in that kind of world, it's like you do the exact same thing over and over and like learn and get better. But there's something comfortable about the familiarity of what you're doing. And in this game, when the meta changes, I'm just kind of like, or like when like 20 cards get totally flipped around or whatever, it can totally change the meta, and then you don't really know what you're going to come up against at all.
It's
And
not
I don't know,
about
just kind of code. What?
okay, sorry, I just interrupted you, but
You're
like
good.
I don't think it's about not knowing what you are up against, because this doesn't really come into the equation in my opinion, because your opponent is always random. But like I think it's about looking for pieces, the game knowledge about, okay, this merchant has X items that I would like, so I should go there, or this merchant doesn't have items for me, so I should go for like random gold or like random items or HP, whatever, that type of stuff. And if you don't
Yeah,
know
that's
what
true.
items are good or not after a fresh patch, then you are sort of like a blind boy going through mist.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking about it in the context of like, what are the meta builds? Because that can shape what you should pick potentially. If a Vanessa item that was good last patch isn't good because I don't know, like a certain type of Mac build gets better. But the thing is that the game evolves. Like the game evolves when nothing changes too. And like it feels so not stale right now. And I don't even know when the last patch was. It's been a while. And I just
Yeah,
feel like I'm a little like sad this season's going to end. Like it's just weird, but I'm like comfy, like I'm in my comfort zone, like I'm just playing games, like I'm getting 10 wins because I know what to look for, and I don't like to go like to the Reddit and look at like the meta builds and what people are doing. Like I kind of just want to play.
I don't ever do
And
that actually. Like I don't seek out meta builds, whatever that means. Like okay, yes, some
yeah.
items could be meta, like they are build arounds, but like a whole board, I don't think so. This even if you are playing like potion mark, there's always some leeway this way or
Mhm.
that. Like you don't even have to play like vial launcher or this thingy that transforms your potions. Like that's totally not necessary. You don't even have to play boiling flask, though it is good. So
I think there's like a subset of people that like, they like to play where like people on Reddit or a streamer tells them these are the 5 best items and this is how you want to arrange them, and like that's
yeah.
their goal,
Yeah,
you know?
the favorite breed of people of Reynads, right? Net deckers.
Which I mean, yeah, you play how you want to play, I guess, but I just want to play the game, and be like, oh, this I don't even know if this item's good. I'm gonna screw around with it, and then it's like, oh, it sucks. Well, who
Sucks
cares?
to be you. Yeah.
But what do you think the delay is? You think it's just stell mechanics that aren't functioning
Mm,
properly, or do you think they're adding more stuff to this season that we're kind
well,
of
it doesn't
expecting?
seem that complicated, in the sense of, in regards to the items that we've already seen from her pool. I think she's going to be like sort of like second Dooley, I would say, perhaps more into vehicles, but that's my assumption at least. But perhaps she has some unique mechanic that we still don't know about. But I would say that they are finalizing some of the actual elements that are going to be, more in the game as a game and not okay, that was terrible. Like in the it's not going to be about your runs and the game loop, but it's going to be about what you can find in the menu, for example. Like, we still are waiting for match history, atlas, achievements, leaderboards, and the player to player marketplace. And I think that they are finalizing, if not all of them, at least some of them. Because for example, match history was working in 2022 in the build that we saw in the famous and legendary The Bazaar number 37. So they know how to do it. That's obvious. And Atlas should be also fairly simple for like experienced developers, because that's literally like Wikipedia type stuff, so
Yeah.
achievements, that's probably a bit harder, because once you put them in, you really cannot remove them, because that would be terrible for PR if you were to take something away from a player, even if it's just a PNG of a medal. And leaderboards already exist, though they are online. So like it's also like literally displaying a table. So I don't think that's problematic for them.
The only thing I can see like holding the Atlas up is maybe just the actual writing, because I think Isaac Marion, who if you don't know is like the lead lore guy for the Bazaar, I think he mentioned somewhere that he was like writing like detailed lore stuff about like everything, or at
Mhm.
least a lot of the items. So maybe they're just waiting on, him for that, which I mean there's a ridiculous amount of stuff in this game. So I could understand if that's gonna take a hot minute. But I feel like the Bazaar marketplace is like the thing that needs to happen like yesterday. If like they're gonna like put effort into one of these things, like one new thing to add that's not like in the game actually, just like a separate thing, is the marketplace, because we kind of expected that on like full release, and
Yeah.
that was like 6 months ago or something.
Like, I must admit, like, I think many people expected this game to be, fully complete on release, and it wasn't. It's which, like, they delivered a lot, that has to be said, though expectations were, put higher, and they promised more, than they delivered. Which, okay, yeah, like, game development is hard. I'm not bashing them, but still, like, we are patiently waiting. and this sort of pressure inside us, this thirst and hunger for new things to play with, is increasing. So I guess we might be sort of coming off as impatient, but like I really want to see the achievements. I really want to start, filling out those bars. I have over 500 hours in the game already.
Yeah.
And so like it would be cool if, I mean, they already gave us some form of stats, which is cool. It didn't track everything from the start, so they are skewed for the oldest accounts. But at the same time, like many people came to this game to, compete as a best, hero builder, drafter, whatever you want to call it, like as Reynard advertised, and they still have no access to leaderboards or match history, which could help you analyze your games. And many people came to this game to engage in player-to-player trading, and it's still not ready. So, like, the game
Yeah,
is
that's like
fun. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, the core gameplay loop is like, I mean, we both have like 500 hours in this game. It's like really good, but the marketplace was like half the excitement for me, to be honest. I just love the idea of like grinding to get these things and trading and seeing what my stuff's worth and that sort of thing. Just sounds so fun to me. And I keep thinking every season, oh, it's gonna come next season. It's gonna come next season, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, as you said, like the gameplay loop, like the run part of the game is excellent, and I think we can see that by the fact that we didn't really get any patches recently, right? And I would say that there are some degenerate builds in the game, but they don't feel that unfair to be like dominating. Like either you have to be insanely lucky to pull off something like that. So, oh well, if you find a like, I particularly don't like the silk scarf claw slash spiky shield Pygmalion,
yeah,
because like they usually tend to be built to not allow you to interact with their items, and at some point they one shot you. So like, and that happens around the 8 seconds. So like only the fastest of weapon spams can compete with that, in my opinion. Which, I mean, I understand that this build has to have a lot of setup to work. So I'm not saying you don't remove that, but that's the point, to be degenerate in this game right now, you have to work for it and work for it hard. So like, as I said, like even if I could point to some things that I don't particularly like just because I'm selfish and I want to win, but in general, the game is in one of the best places it has ever been, like in my opinion.
no, I agree. There's no like the spiky shield build. I've seen a couple of those and they're pretty annoying, but it feels like everybody's kind of playing around with stuff. It doesn't feel like you see the same 4 builds or
Yeah,
whatever
it's not like
constantly.
what was it? A railgun dually like locust swarm, or like historically the lizard, the monitor lizard spam. Like those were like plagues, and right now it's all fairly balanced. I must admit, dually seems to be on the decline. Like sometimes you find an odd like dinosaur dually, but mostly when I'm playing Mark, I can see like Vanessa and Mark and Pig like also, but Pig is also sort of less popular hero, I think, at least on European server. I don't know about demographics across the sea or ocean.
I feel like I see a ridiculous amount of pigs, but I might just be noticing that more because I'm usually playing like weapon spam Vanessa, and then like they just start shielding out of their mind, and then you just can't kill them. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's pretty balanced compared. Like this game is never really balanced, and I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about it, right?
yeah,
It's just insanity. But yeah, I really hope next season we finally get I mean, even just one thing. Like if they can't give us the marketplace, I know there's a lot of behind the scenes work that has to go on to do that, and it's not an easy thing.
yeah,
Okay, like just give us at least one of these things, like the match history or the atlas, like achievements. Oh my god, I want the achievements. I hope they're
yeah.
retroactive, honestly. Like it'd be nice if the stats you have like are just going to carry right over and you don't have to start from zero.
Oh boy.
But
Like imagine if we are like the 500 hours in and we completed, let's say there's 1000 achievements and we completed like 300 of them. Like imagine having to click through all of those, you got like 10 matches played, 100 matches played, 1000 matches played, then we earned 10 chests, 100 chests, 1000 chests. You played like
I
10 duty games, and I could be counting up and up.
Yeah, I in the marketplace, man. Oh my god, we're probably so loaded compared to a bunch of players because we've been playing for longer and we have like older season stuff. So especially like I don't know, a lot of maybe the closed beta stuff is oversaturated because we had it for a long time, but I just want to get those gems, you know?
Cool.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments below what you're thinking about for season 5. And is it 5? Yeah.
Yeah, season 5 is
And
upcoming.
how you feel about longer seasons? Do you think we're in a better place now, or do you prefer the roughly month-long seasons? So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe.
Oh yeah. And we'll see you all on Monday on my channel for the next episode of Under the Surface. So yeah, thanks for watching and bye.
See ya.